Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad. They're awesome. Ignorance is expensive and the American dream is alive and well on the wild, wild web. It is Monday, July 6th, 2026. In the year of our Lord, we're coming to you live and in living color from a beautiful yet undisclosed hidden location in the Austin, Texas hills. We're brought to you by Postscript Rocked, After Sale Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, / Rich Panel Intelligence, North Beam, and Seguno, and we got a jam-packed show for you today. Grocer Aldi is leaning into drops and blind boxes. Is this signal for the rest of the consumer economy? Methinks it's either really great or maybe really bad. There is a curious case of the Chevy Silverado EV, all American made. It has totally flopped. Nobody is buying it. Why is that? We're going to get into it. Ricola has released non-cough drops to sell a little more in the summer and connect with Gen Z. Is it a smart move? We're going to talk about it. We're going to be joined by Kurt Elster, founder of Ethercycle, also host of the Unofficial Shopify Podcast, which has like 2 million downloads, and he's been doing it for over a decade. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get inside this show. Get in here.
Let's go. Hey.
Welcome back. A glorious July 4th weekend, one would have to say, at least on my side. Fireworks, all of the rest. You as well?
For sure. Yeah, we saw a fireworks display Saturday night, and it felt like I was watching something from like a Red Dragon, like a Red Dragon of fireworks came out, like from the Lord of the Rings, the fireworks they do.
Yeah,
it felt like that. Like one of the ones he set off, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like this is right in front of me.
I saw the best fireworks I've ever seen in my life. I saw them this weekend, and it was just it was like my neighborhood fireworks show. It was like incredible. It was incredible. Producer Jack, we're going to be joined by a guest host today. Is he with us? Is he here and now? Is he present? Is he among us? Wow, this is big news. Big news for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Guest hosting today and joining us on the front side of everything, co-founder and CEO of Creative OS, the one and only Chase Mohseni. Chase, get inside of this show. Let's go. Get in here, Chase.
Gentlemen, how are we? It is a great day to be alive and be American.
It's a great day to be alive and be American. I feel the vibes. I feel the Americana flowing through my veins, especially with U.S. men's national team going at it tonight. President already released our boy from the red card, backdoor deal, whatever happened there. But I'll take the backlash because we're going to the ship.
Oh, dude, who cares how you win? Just win. Just win, baby.
Let's go.
Who cares how you win? Just win. And Grocer Aldi, Chase and Colin Doherty, doing something very interesting that I would not expect. This story comes to us by way of modern retail. Retailers like Target, Aldi, taking pages from collectibles culture with drops and blind boxes. I think a part of this is genius. I also wonder if this is a really bad sign for where we are heading. Let me give you some details, okay? And then I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Article opens talking about retailers bringing sales tactics, especially from live shopping sales tactics that we've seen on Whatnot and TikTok auctions, etc., bringing sales tactics from the collectibles industry, such as blind boxes and limited drops, into new categories, including food and apparel. It talks about Target doing their thing, Trader Joe's with their colorful tote bags. What I'm specifically interested in is Aldi, who has been creating blind boxes of normal food, okay? And apparently it has been going really well. Bridget Kozlowski, Director of Communications at Aldi, told Modern Retail this: while our blind box is focused on groceries rather than collectibles, the underlying behavior is similar. Shoppers enjoy the excitement of not knowing exactly what's inside while feeling confident that they'll receive products they love. Consumers are increasingly enjoying the thrill of uncovering something unexpected, whether it's through collectibles, limited edition drops, or curated assortments. We wanted to bring that sense of excitement to grocery shopping, which can now often become routine. The Aldi Blind Box was designed to remind shoppers that exploring and discovering new grocery products beyond their usual grocery lists are fun. How this went, extremely limited at first, 5,000 boxes only available for 4 days until Aldi dropped another 5,000 encore boxes on June 26th, mixed with the food items because the drop was so popular. Not new to limited edition releases, it's Aldi Finds in the seasonal aisle in stores, known for generating buzz on social media groups about the regular release of new products. Blind Box builds on the same spirit, reminding our shoppers that there are great products to discover across every aisle. Colin Doherty, start with you. Good, bad, ugly, incredible, awesome. What say you?
Absolutely incredible. I love blind boxes. I love mystery boxes. One of my friends in D2C, he specifically does a mystery box as a part of his upsell kind of system, and it crushes. It absolutely crushes. I totally love this. I think it adds a layer of fun whimsy to shopping. I think that if you already have your basics covered, you got everything locked and loaded, you can have some fun things to branch out from the typical norm and the typical, routine that you kind of tend to fall into. I love this. I think it's a great idea. I want more D2C operators to pick this up and rock and roll with this for their stores.
It's either incredibly entertaining and awesome, or it's slightly concerning. Chase Mohseni, your thoughts on this?
Since the beginning of time, companies have try to find ways, a novelty to get their customers in the store. I think if you're using Trader Joe's as the analog here, they have seasonal items all the time that are coming out that are meant to excite their customers. They have things that people know are going to come out at a certain time. Even using Starbucks as another example with pumpkin spice during the fall season. So I don't think this is a problem. I think do people get trained on this too much so that kind of the stock and trade stuff that we need becomes too boring? I think maybe this is another kind of ploy to get people into stores, right? Like how much share of like extra discretionary shopping that happens when you're just passing through an aisle is going away because people are ordering on Instacart, or not that Amazon Fresh is getting delivery from Whole Foods. I think this is hey, let's get people into stores novel so that they'll go and pick up something new. For instance, if I go to Trader Joe's, I'm spending at least $30 that I wasn't planning on spending because I'm like, oh, I'll grab that, because everything looks interesting. So I think this is a great way to reel people in through things that they can't expect on a day-to-day basis, because I could just order all my Aldi stuff on Instacart right now. So I think it's a good way to, even if they're not making money off it, it's like the rotisserie chicken at Costco. So I like it.
I'm concerned. It makes me worried. And I'll tell you why it makes me worried. Like, we've got to gamify food. Like literally, we're so dopamine hacked that in order to get me to shop at Aldi, you got to put a mystery box together and say, hey, big boy, here's a box. You don't know what's in here, man. Look. You don't know what you're going to get. That'll be fun, right? Hey, look at me. Remember me? Like, come buy. You don't even know what's in here. But it'll be a good deal and it'll be exciting. Somebody else is going to get it if you don't get it. I mean, are we like that dopamine hacked that we've got to gamify food? I mean, imagine what's going to happen next. Is Discount Tire going to roll this out? Am I going to roll up and say, I need a new set of tires? And they're going to say, hey, I've got a box in here. You don't even know what's inside here. Look over here. Look at me. No, don't look at your phone. Look at me. Hey, you don't even know what's in here, man. You don't know what tires I'm going to give you. Doesn't that sound exciting? I mean, it just seems like it makes me concerned for the economy at large. Like, if grocery stores are having to take live selling hacks for like getting eyeballs and monies without paying for advertising, if they're having to gamify the buying experience for food, like, what does that mean for like the rest of the economy? It causes me a little bit of concern. Like my HEB down the street, they've got to become goated marketers to just like keep my attention long enough to buy a mystery box for food. I mean, it's a little concerning to me.
I cannot wait until the telehealth boys pick this up and you just mystery box some type of random peptide to your house.
Hey, this is, we don't know if this is GLP-1 or something else.
You don't know.
Chris, the question I have for you is this: like, if you think about kind of shopping, and you go back to like the days when what's her name? Not Coco Chanel, the other one. Like they're doing kind of in-store things with their beauty creams. They're doing like this is. I don't think this is necessarily that different from that. I think what is happening though is there are people who need to justify their jobs when they're in there, and they're like, well, how do we get more people into stores? And they're like, well, you know what? I saw this thing that we had, like there's mystery boxes, and we could do that, and that will add novelty. So like a certain amount of like marketing things that happen are people trying to like kind of kick the can down the road on having to answer for something with their boss and saying like, hey, we got something interesting that we're gonna do. And the question isn't like, hey, they did this little 10,000 box run. It's in 9 quarters. Are they still doing it, or did they just have to get back to the business of running fucking Super Bowl ads? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's really the question here. And so this gets a lot of press, and that's what Aldi's, whoever that director of PR was trying to do to be able to say, look, we got covered in modern retail.
That's a good point.
Right? So like a lot of this is just incentives. A lot of all different divisions will do something like with a little bit of spice to be able to justify their existence, especially in a world of AI, right? Where everything feels like it's moving super fast. You have to do stuff that makes your boss not kind of hit you and be like, why don't you have 3 people here and there's 30 people here? It's like, well, we're rolling out mystery boxes. That's why there's 30 people. That's not why this whole thing isn't on Obsidian, you know? So I think that's like, I believe the world will kind of come back the same way you're talking about into kind of like what steady state looks like. But we're in this pre-IPO for Anthropic and OpenAI world of like just maximalist marketing on that. And people are just sitting. I mean, the amount of messages I get from people like, did you see this? Did you see that? I'm like, I did. Did you look under the hood of said EV car and see if it actually could do anything? So, I'm not saying it's wrong, because I don't really like the idea of Aldi having to kind of sing for their supper. They got food. I need food. I'm going to buy food. It's just what's close and a good price. So I'm with you on that.
Fair.
Go ahead, Colin. You got something more on this?
I was just going to say, I do get into my routine for food of like, I'll just get the same old stuff. It is kind of nice to be like forced out of like, all right, you should try this, where it's like, I don't even know if I would like this. You know what I mean? Where you kind of get locked in your ways of like, oh yeah, I like this thing, that thing, that thing. It's like, okay, cool. Well, like I've never had this before, and I probably would have never tried it or bought it. Like, this sounds kind of cool. Like, I'll try it out. Maybe I like it. Maybe it becomes a staple in the rotation.
I'm like looking forward to Christmas now. I mean, what do they got up their sleeve for Christmas? Like if we're in the middle of July and we got mystery boxes. Look, woo, 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 woo. Look. I mean, you know, there's no telling what they're going to roll out for Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
The real question is like, do they throw like some sort of like alternative meat country ham in there, right? You know, for Christmas. But this, I mean, guys, this is kind of like, you remember Birchbox, right? Where it was its own kind of thing. I have a couple of products that I got during that period that I still use the brand to this day. I think the thing that is here that's interesting, it's a little sus. If it's an avenue, a new product. By the way, there's another side. They have retailers that are paying them, or like wholesalers that are paying them extra money to be in these boxes and like featured in this stuff that we don't. It's a bag through VC, and they want to get in the eyeballs of new customers. This is a way for them to do that, where they're maybe not like got the perfect shelf space that they've gotten, but they're saying, hey, look, you have access to the mystery box. We're going to introduce you to a bunch of customers. And that's how you get your premium placement on there, because then people buy you, we get more sell through, then we can move you up into the eye line area. So like, I think there's a little bit of science behind this that maybe we're not
thinking about. That.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
Great way of thinking about the layers of this. That's a huge point. I really like that.
These two quotes, I think hit a little bit more on the, marketers needing to justify their jobs. Although I think this is a great idea. Okay, I do. Yeah. I love this. I think it's a great idea. It does give me cause for concern for like the whole economy. You know, it does give me cause for concern. But listen to this: unless you can create exciting, entertaining, emotional experiences, you are going to struggle in brick and mortar retail. Is that true for grocery? Exciting, entertaining, emotional experiences? I question, but she continues. Add an element of excitement to a store. Okay, I love the basic point, but let me give you a little more. This blind box to me is more like an evolution to where Aldi continues to grow. I've had numerous consumers tell me they love going to Aldi because they want to go see what's in Aldi finds. I like this. I especially like the layers that you added here, Chase, because then you're like working in additional, levers of revenue. And I like that. I like that. Gosh, I wouldn't think that it would take mystery boxes though to create emotional experiences for one to love your grocers. I'll just say at the outset, but very interesting and a great tactic.
Malls and stuff are interesting right now. Like there's a whole other topic to discuss, like foot traffic. And we have a mall really close by and the foot traffic is crazy. But then like I have a couple of buddies who are and they're struggling with like their location, like all locations in Los Angeles. And so I think it's just a weird time for discretionary fund, like discretionary income and like how people are spending it. Like I don't have a good answer for it, but it's definitely something to keep our eye on.
Yeah. Something to keep our eye on, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward to our stories of the day. Let us talk about the one and only Proxima AI. Ladies and gentlemen, your buyer data already knows what ad you need to make next. You just can't read it yet. Most brands, marketers brief from instinct. Okay, look at what performed, make a guess, hand it off to the creative team. Problem isn't effort. It's that you're not getting signal from your actual buyer. Proxima changes this. Okay, read your conversions across real shoppers, across 2,000 plus e-commerce brands. Shows you exactly who's buying what else they respond to, and where your account has gaps. You just wire up your Meta, wire up your Shopify. Proxima maps every conversion back to its commerce graph, to a buyer segment inside its commerce graph, and suddenly all the gaps become visible. You're not briefing from a blank page anymore. You're briefing from a feed of creative briefs delivered to you, all backed by the commerce graph. First 3 briefs are free every single month. Stop the slop. Go to Proxima.ai. Get rolling with them today. Many thanks for Proxima being part of this show. Now, we lost Chase.
He's coming right back.
He's coming right back. He was maybe having a little internet trouble.
Little boop boop. We'll switch him out.
Just a little boop boop. While he comes back, a curious case of the Chevy Silverado, the all-American EV that is here. I have to say, Colin Doherty, I did not even know that this thing existed. Did you know that this exists?
No, that's how terrible Chevy is.
That's the problem.
They're not. I also have a problem with Chevy as like a company. I just think they're wildly unreliable cars. And they're doing a terrible job at marketing their new EV truck, which is absolutely bananas. How much is this thing priced for?
It prices for like about a normally priced truck. It's like $5,000 more than what you would pay for a Silverado. I mean, it's very now. All new trucks are incredibly expensive now. I think
expensive.
I think you're going to be looking at somewhere in the 60,000 range. Okay, if you want to take one of these babies home, maybe topping 70. But curious case of the all-American Chevy EV. Okay, let me give us some details as Chase comes back to us. The Silverado EV drives very well, almost like a car, yet the bed is massive. It's frunk, cavernous. The back seat has enough room for me to cross my cursedly long legs, and the cabin is quiet. It'll power your house in case of a hurricane. It hauls, it tows, it navigates down the freeway without a finger on the steering wheel. Plus, travels over 400 miles on a charge. It should be a dream combo for an American pickup lover. It's made entirely in the United States, okay? And yet, it hasn't exactly been flying out of showrooms. GM said it sold about 14,000 last year. I didn't even know this thing existed. They've only sold 14,000 in the US and Canada. The fossil fuel Silverado sells 10 times that in a single quarter. After my drive, I'm kind of stumped. GM might have made the perfect American EV, but nobody is buying it. I'm not sure if it's the looks. Scroll down here, Producer Jack. Maybe it's the looks. I don't know what it is about this. I did not even know that they existed, but the reviewer here from TechCrunch, quite impressed. The brake, the Silverado EV springs to life, crisp screens. Listen to this. I didn't even know this part. There's like a Google part. There's a whole a Google-powered infotainment system that's crisp and clear and commendably responsive. It says it's not quite as speedy as the iPhone, but it's close. Commands, voice commands work well. Knobs, all of the thing. The nav is Google service. I mean, this thing's got a lot of winsome things about it. Go scroll down here, Producer Jack. Show us the part where it leans. Yeah. Show us this part. You can fold down the seats. You open the thing up. Nobody's buying it, and it's not selling. I don't know why, but it's not working. Colin Doherty, your thoughts on this?
I'm looking at the closest one to me in Durham, North Carolina. The MSRP on this bad boy new is $76,000.
I mean, that's like a new truck now, though. It's it's like not that out of pocket for new trucks.
4th of July price is $72,000 with some change, probably $73,000. I just don't know if I feel comfortable spending/gambling that on an EV that's unproven. This is like the whole argument that I've had with my friend group for the last like year and some change is everybody wants to make a shift to EV, but nobody wants to be the first mover to make the bet on the EV to be the guinea pig to see if that EV actually works. And so like all my friends are like, yeah, like let's see how that Rivian R2 shapes out. Let's see how that Rivian R3 shapes out. Let's see how the Tesla XYZ shapes out. Because nobody wants to be the first guinea pig to test it out and then realize that like this was a bad EV push. And then you realize you got to get the battery replaced and it's a nightmare. This thing's brand new. This is Chevy's like a first stab at this for a truck. And I also don't want to shell out $77,000 to be a guinea pig of a Chevy product. Like Chevy's not that, no offense to anyone that has Chevys. Actually, no. I'm going to roll that back. All offense to everybody that has Chevys, because Chevys suck and they're so unreliable. And so, no, I'm not going to bet $77,000 on an unreliable company with a brand new unreliable EV.
Chase is offended because he drives a Silverado, a dually.
Silverados are cool. Silverados are cool.
I definitely grew up with a GM dually because we had a horse ranch when I was a kid, but people who buy Chevys don't want EVs. That's a
fair point.
Great.
I mean, that's the entire sauce here, right? Like, someone who's buying an EV wants to buy it from Tesla. Look, even Porsche, they've had to roll back their entire kind of EV play. They had the Taycan, they had like EV version of the Taycan, and then they had the EV version of like the of the Cayenne, and they've rolled back their entire push on that simultaneously. I think they made even a button, and this is like a total side, but they made a button that you could order to make the revving noise when they turned on the EV, because people were getting annoyed that it didn't have the normal kind of Porsche kind of chutzpah that it would when it would start, which just tells you kind of where we're at. I think the other kind of underlying thing, and everyone's gonna hate me for saying this, but like EVs right now are a lot of marketing, because if you go drill a little bit deeper on what it takes to run an EV, it's like you're helping the environment and hurting the environment in equal measure. It's just you and I can talk about how like we can virtue signal through the fact that
this is the case.
And so like my challenge is like I have two gas cars. I wish that the world was all EV. I wish that I wasn't afraid to drive to Las Vegas with my family, but yo, dude, I don't want this charge to go out. You know, I think there's also for me, especially if I'm driving a truck like a Chevy, which is if this thing gets messed up or I'm doing some sort of heavy duty work and I crack the fucking battery or something.
Yeah.
Like, how am I like, what's going to happen? Because, you know, when you get those things messed up, it is like 4 to 5x fixing them than it is to deal with your car. So like
100%.
my dad always said, it's not about buying the car. It's about understanding all of the things that are going to come with the challenges of the car. I mean, not to make it tantamount to anything like a kid, but you have a kid, you're like, oh, okay, I got all this stuff. And then there are all these extra things that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't plan for that shit. And it's the same thing here. So the Chevy, no one who wants a Chevy wants an EV. Like that's just the first, again, someone justifying their job or someone getting FOMO, like, oh God, Rivian has a truck. It's like, well, Rivian is like the people who buy the Rivian are just vibes. They're not, or they're not hauling anything, right? A Chevy is meant for work and it's meant for rugged terrain. And it's people who want to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's so funny.
Yeah.
This is a good point. This is a good point. There is definitely segments of truck buyers. Like in my neighborhood, you see a bunch of Toyotas. You see a bunch of Tundras, and everybody will make the same point about Tundras. It's like Tundra buyers, like it's a guy who wants a truck and he's not hauling anything. You know, he might haul something every now and again, but he's not going out to the job site. And this is a good point about like focusing on your like target customer, like focusing on your core target customer. Like what do they want? And probably they don't want an EV. When I think of the Chevy buyer, I don't think of a person that is looking for an EV. And I'll say this like lack of awareness that I have for this thing existing. I love trucks. I love trucks. I look at trucks. I'm always noticing trucks. Who's driving what, et cetera, et cetera. The fact that I don't know this thing exists and they've already been selling it for a year, to me, it questions like, did Chevy believe in this at all? Like, how much did they believe in it? Because if they really believed in it, they would have put money behind the campaign such that I would have seen it somewhere. On social, on a commercial, there would have been a like a rock, but electrified version. Here's the EV. And the fact that they didn't show it to me, and I was never even aware of it, living in the heart of pickup country, it's weird. It makes me question whether they believed in this product in the first place.
Ooh, spicy.
I mean, there are definitely products where signals are like, oh, this is DOA. We're not going to go into hawk for this anymore. I mean, movies have the same thing. Like every year, you're almost like, dude, we got this inventory. We just got to let it fly, and it's going to do what it's going to do. But we're not going to put advertising dollars behind this. Fair. Like I think it's a good point, man. Like there is a certain amount of not spending good money against bad at a certain. I wonder how many units they have left in the initial run.
Oh, God. Probably 200,000 at least.
Oh,
I mean, they've only sold like 14,000 of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say you probably at least for an initial run. Just my guess, you're probably doing at least 250,000 units. Does
you got to think. Off? I don't know. I'm not a car maker, but it hurts me as a marketer to have all that dead inventory just dragging down the P&L. I mean,
you know who doesn't have a problem with dead inventory? Slate. Slate does not have a problem with that inventory, and they're ripping. They know exactly who they are. They are absolutely ripping. Made in America, baby. Love to hear it.
I would just want to see them deliver because I think it's going to be an incredible feat for them to deliver on this. But I want to see it.
I think that's the big point in general. I've been thinking about this a lot just in business. Is like stay as close to your customer as possible, and like figure out how you can expand them, and then how you can get people who weren't your customer based on price to just become your customer based on some either introductory price. Like Hermes, one of the things they have is they have these watch straps for the Apple Watch, right? $300 or something like that. I'm not trying to go and I'm not the buyer for a Birkin, but like I'm not trying to go buy a Birkin. But it's a great entry point into it, and it doesn't degrade their product or their product line because it's attached to Apple. There's a certain amount of osmosis there. I think Chevy just like Cybertruck made a lot of people nervous, and it's like, dude, it's Tesla. Everyone who has that just got it because it's like a cool thing that was happening. They all pre-bought it. I know a lot of people who did the pre-buy and wish that they could get their money back. Like, I'm fucking stuck with this thing. So I think this is like a reaction. Like this is how Elon moves markets a little bit. He gets a bunch of people to react. So he's like, I'm going to open source the technology. And it just gets him more marketing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Chevy, stick to your core, keep your base happy, and just keep expanding them through great products.
Stick to the core. Stick to the core, baby. The Chevy buyer still loves thee, although Colin Doherty is not one of them. And I have to admit, I'm not either. I'm not going to be buying a Chevy anytime soon. I'm not. Although I am a Dale Earnhardt fan, and I believe he always drove Chevy in NASCAR. I'm not going to be driving a Chevy truck anytime soon. Next, in another curious case here. Okay, Ricola. You guys know what Ricola is? Ricola. You know Ricola, Chase Mohseni.
The old horn, yeah.
Ricola is dropping non-cough drops for the summer. and there's a compelling strategy behind this. And it starts here in the opening line of this article that is coming to us by way of Retail Brew. Sales of cough and sore throat drops decrease precipitously in the summer months. That is correct. Yes, they do. What shall we do when people are not sick? What are we going to do? Let's see. Let's see what Ricola has to say on this. In the 13 weeks that ended on June 13th, sales in the U.S. for cough drops total 245 mil compared to 351 mil for the blizzardly 13-week period that ended March 29. According to Circana data, that's a drop of 30.2%. Those who make cough drops do not like this. Now, Ricola, the 96-year-old Swiss herb drops brand, has a strategy to increase sales in the warmer months. It is introducing 3 flavors of lozenges that are not for colds or coughs. They just are. They are for everyday use. Instead of addressing coughs or sore throats, packaging describes them as, quote, refreshingly mouthwatering. The throat, quote, this is from Becky Spruck, Senior Director of Marketing at Ricola USA. The throat care category right now is really about when that consumer is sick. And we know and see that consumers want to utilize the category for when they're not sick. They want to utilize our category of products for when they are not sick. But as much as boosting warm weather sales, the new products are also meant to appeal to the lifestyles and taste buds of younger consumers, who Spruck said increasingly turn to home remedies such as gargling with salt water over throat drops. The flavors had, quote, high appeal when tested with Gen Z and millennials. Kind of nice that they're throwing millennials here in the younger category still, who Ricola aspires to draw into the category with their newer products. The goal is, quote, high consumer acquisition. That's our lead strategy here. We're really targeting the younger consumer, and that younger consumer is not currently using our category. Chase, we will start with you. Your thoughts on this drop of non-cough drops from Ricola?
Another case of like, shit, what do we do? Let's just shit. I would say like these people had a couple tall boys of breeze when they were getting ready.
I think so.
To talk about this. I mean, you got to do something. I guess like, what's the worst thing that could happen? You roll this out and it bumps sales 10%. It's 10% you didn't have. I think the idea of standing pat scares people a lot. The idea of like saying, hey, look, in the cold season, we're just going to lever up and try to push our sales a little bit more. Scares people a lot too. Like, look, this is a seasonal business. It's always been a seasonal business. Maybe it works. But I'm not buying extra drops that aren't cough drops from Ricola.
I don't think so.
I'm not excited.
I am.
I'm not buying drops really for anybody to do that. But I'm definitely not buying them from this company. I think the challenge they will have is like they have, I guess the reason Gen Z is interesting though, and I want to get your guys' take on this, is they don't have a preconceived notion of Ricola because Ricola is like your grandmother's brand, right? So you could come and be like, oh, I didn't even know this existed. I'm going to use it for myself. And so there's an opportunity where like millennials are almost in the middle where like their parents and grandparents gave it to them when they were over. The Gen Zs are less inclined to know what it is. But the brand just,
I think the word they're looking for is candy. I think that's what they're looking for. Non-cough drops. I think it's called candy. And there's a wide open market for that. I mean, there's lots of young people that like candy. I think we need to work on our phraseology here.
Yeah.
If we're looking for refreshingly mouth-watering, I quote here, refreshingly mouth-watering. If we're looking for something like that, methinks we could pivot here and call it candy. It tastes good in your mouth, and you don't need it for coughs. Is that wild? Is that wild, Colin?
Yeah. I think it's also wild that they didn't add a functional aspect to this, because they could have already put some functional kind of anything they wanted to in this, because there's already a functional association with Ricola. So you could have already thrown in a functional and it wouldn't have been really a far step away from the original core message. I will say this, Ricola is 96 years old. I will not bet against this company. They've been around for longer than I have been alive 3 times over. And so they are a legacy company. They are incredible. They will figure this out. If this is just a little test that they're going to do for this summer, they might roll it back and then maybe try something else next summer. But they are not going anywhere. They're going to hit 100. They're going to hit 120. They're going to keep on plugging through.
Yeah, there's no question. There's no question. I do think this is one of those, maybe they went to the board with candy and they're like, brother, you're not a candy brand, you know?
So, I agree.
How about like naturally flavored, like herb flavored, like, candy from the Swiss Alps?
To Colin's point, like Swiss Alp herbed candy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm down.
This is functional. It has great benefits for you. You don't like, everyone now is looking for, like, I want my protein packed THC lace.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Candy that helps
creatine filled
like gumdrop that allows me to both focus and chill out and be yoked all at the same time.
Yes.
Perfect.
All in one. In one.
By the way, our safe is open for that, guys. Just anyone who's watching, we have a safe open.
Yes,
I love that.
This.
That's right.
And you can wire us in Bitcoin. Yeah,
that's correct. That's correct. Chase, we appreciate you making the time to join us here, brother. Give us before you go, tell us what's going on with Creative OS. Anything coming up next for you? Anything exciting?
Yeah. We'll be releasing our API and MCP in the next few weeks. About that, we have a new algorithm that's going to be inside of that. That's pretty game changing for creative intelligence. I'm like, early results are bananas for brands and agencies, so I'm really excited about that. And then we'll be releasing kind of a refactor of our creative agents library, so people will be able to use that in the platform and with the agency. So I'm pretty excited about that. And rebranded, like a bunch of fun stuff coming up over the summer. When everyone slows down, we sprint.
There we go, baby. That's
go.
right.
Yeah.
When everybody's sipping Mai Tais, we sprint. And I will just say, this is my favorite backdrop for you. I love this backdrop.
Look, this is how we do, guys. We don't go and get in these slick backgrounds these guys have. We're working like the old days of Rocky 2, Rocky 3.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we're at Mighty Mix. So
let's go.
I feel that. Brother, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Look forward to having you back, man. Yeah. Thank you, Chase.
Thank you.
Wow. The one and only Chase Mohseni joining us for current thing and stories of the day. Moving forward here, we have the one and only Kurt Elster coming to us, founder of Ethercycle, also host of the Unofficial Shopify Podcast, which has been living on the internet now for like as long as I have been in e-commerce. Crazy. I mean, it's been going for like over a decade, like 12 years. Okay. Kurt is the GOAT when it comes to Shopify, B2B, Ecomm, media, etc. He's interviewed everybody. I believe had the one and only Harley on his show, as he ought, and well-deserving. Before he comes inside of here, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the one and only Northbeam. If you are in your ads manager all day long, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit. Every dashboard tells a different story. Meta says this, TikTok says that. Shopify says you made that much and you spent that much. Sometimes it's hard to know which ad platform is telling the truth. Northbeam fixes this with their own proprietary data, starting from the actual purchase, then rebuilding the customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real verified ad views, and then they push that measurement back into the ad platform. So they optimize on what's actually driving your revenue, not what they assume is driving your revenue. Start measuring what was previously unmeasurable. Go to northbeam.io, book your demo today. Get hooked up with goated information for your ad account and beyond. Many thanks for Northbeam being part of this show. Now, we must bring the one and only Kurt Elster inside of this show. He is not just a media person extraordinaire. Guy actually builds like some of the best websites in our space. Okay. Yeah. I was actually looking at, I followed Montana Knife Company for a long time. It turns out it was him and his whole crew that were behind
Let's go.
Deal, which is incredible. We must bring him inside of the show. Everybody, welcome the one and only Kurt Elster. Get in here, Kurt. Get inside. Let's go. This show. Wow.
I wore the only cowboy hat I own.
You know,
wow.
Kurt,
it's a little much.
You know, at first I thought it was France, but now I think it's Stars and Stripes. I believe it's Stars and Stripes.
I love you went with that joke. That was my alternate joke I was going to go with was actually this is a French hat. And I decided not to do it.
You know, I'm bullish on the U.S. men's national team, Kurt. I don't. You know, are you here in the States? Are you in Canada? Where are you, my friend?
Well, all right. I pronounced Foyer correctly. So the U.S.
Okay, good on you.
Chicago.
Good on you. Good on you.
Let's go.
Chicago land, baby.
Let's go.
I'm bullish on the U.S. men's national team. If they need to face down Mbappe and the French team, you know, who knows what'll take place. But brother, we appreciate you making the time to join us, man. I have known of you and the show for like forever. And like I looked on the run of show today, I was like, oh man, he's got to be with us. He's got to be here. Man, give us for those who don't know about the work that you do at Ethercycle. I'd love you to just like back up the truck a little bit and give us context on that. I have always just known you as the Shopify guy, the Shopify podcast guy, but man, you've been building some of the best websites inside of our space.
Yeah, I got lucky. The guy Dan Evelet, who starts the Shopify Experts program when that was still a brand new thing, saw that we had built a bike shop for an online store for a friend's bike shop. And he said, man, it was a custom theme. He said, you should join the Experts program. I said, I'll take that invite all day. And then the very next first lead we got through that was Bandon Dunes Golf Course, which if you're into golf, it's like a big deal.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, this is, there's something here. And so it didn't take long before I went, wait, let's just only do this. Let's go all in on this. And at the same time, I'd started to get into podcasting as a guest, and I said, well, we should try it. I'd never done it. We'll just try it. And we need a title. We couldn't come up with anything. So I said, well, just working titles on Unofficial Shopify Podcast. We'll change it later. It's been over a decade. It's 2014. It's been 12 years.
That's incredible.
That's absolutely incredible. Can you think of kind of any standout episodes that you've had over those many a year where you have just been, Chris and I have had this on the show where we've just been floored by a guest and we're just like, that was unbelievable. Do you have any that stick out for you?
I think obviously Harley Finkelstein, that was like, a surreal pinch me moment, but that was a few years ago now, but still very proud of it. Anytime I'm able to talk with a Shopify exec is great, especially for like banter afterward when we're not recording. Then it's like, those are some real moments, but only I get the advantage of that. But like, putting an hour into recording just to have a few minutes of like, open, unguarded conversation is powerful. And most recently, Chris Lang.
Chris is great.
He's great. And he's just so honest. And like vulnerable. It's tough to find people who are vulnerable and authentic. Everybody's going to get on here and be like, this chair is just made out of a pile of cash and I got to go pick, like, how do you decide which Ferrari to drive? And I'm like, like, okay, A, you're lying, and B, no one relates to your lies.
Yeah. This is an interesting piece that you bring up because actually it's something that we're going to cover later on in the show. TJ Bongiorno, who runs the Outgoing company, he put out a video that talks exactly about this. It's like and e-com's hard. Selling something on the internet, not easy. Takes a lot of effort. But if you only just follow the X timeline, you might not believe that. You might it's all daisies and sunflowers and stacks of cash everywhere. As long as you're not a dummy, you just spend a little ad spend, and then the millions come. That's a really good point. And tell me. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think no matter how successful you are, you could scroll through social media and go, wow, I'm a loser.
Yes.
Like it really
that's true.
Because you're comparing yourself to everyone's highlight reel at all times. And then on top of it, they like really embellished it.
Yeah. It's so funny because even Elon Musk has a quote about this. And you're like, the richest dude in the world is still scrolling through social media being like, well, I think their life might be cooler than mine. It's like, dude, you're the richest guy in the entire planet. And you still have FOMO on IG. It's like wild to me.
I'm thrilled to hear that. I've often wondered, it's like, man, Elon, you're number one. Like, what are you doing? Enough's enough. Like, just do like random stuff. I suppose he doesn't need.
Yeah. You side quests in there for him. I would love, Kurt, to get your perspective, having been in the game so long now, and man, getting off the jump for building a custom theme and then going abandoned dunes and all of the rest and all the people that you've worked with. And there's a great transition happening right now from just Shopify being like a website tool to now like powering agentic commerce. And I know that a lot of the brand founders, the agency owners, people in our ecosystem, in our community, they feel behind. Everybody feels behind. Man, I would love to get like your perspective on like what's happening now, how things have changed, what's most important like in 2026. What have you been seeing on this side, just perspective wise?
Man, I love this because this is what keeps me up at night. The state of software development right now. Yeah. Like it's wild. If you are in software development, everyone who has access to a Claude subscription essentially has the same level of coding skill. But it is crazy. Not, it's a force multiplier. So like the garbage in, garbage out, man. If I give Claude to a software engineer and tell him to build me something, he's going to produce something amazing. If I give it to I give it to a product manager, like a lay person, they're going to build something decent. It's like, I think that's the first thing to realize with it. But like for sure, just the barrier to entry, resources required for time, skill, and money to develop software has collapsed. Just period, full stop. And so, what's the implication of that? Well, if you're doing anything with software, I get the FOMO. You're in an arms race right now and everyone has exactly the same munitions you do. That's a little crazy. Yeah. At the same time, like it is so exciting and so fun to play with the tools. But if I'm a merchant, right, and I don't necessarily need to be building and implementing custom software all the time, you really aren't missing out. Like a lot of the stuff is like, it's cool and it'll be really valuable to a business down the road. But right now I'm always going, hey, especially with agentic commerce, I'm like, is there a there yet? And I don't know when that happens. Not quite, but now we're starting to see it where it's like, all right, starting last November in our biggest stores, we start to see referrals from ChatGPT. Like roughly that's when it happens. And every month since, it's gone up a little. It's not a lot. It's not a meaningful percent, but like, man, all right, the trend is starting. And so I think if you can spare the resources, like, man, you may as well set up the catalog to be prepared for it. Because at the same time, Shopify's got this universal commerce protocol. They're generating the demand for you right now. You just haven't seen it yet. But like 6 months, 12, 18 months, for sure by 24 months. I think 24 months from now, we'll know how this plays out.
Wow. It's so crazy because Chris and I were at a Commerce Roundtable in person, and we're seeing these incredible speakers on stage. And there's an audience of 200 plus Shopify merchants. Every single one of those marketers has their laptop opened out and Claude opened up. And they're talking directly to Claude. And Chris and I look at each other and we're like, this entire room is Claude pilled. Are you kind of following that same track? Are you fully Claude pilled? And if so, like, what are you building now with it?
Okay. I love AI. I love Claude specifically. Claude's my number one. We refer to him as our French developer. Great guy.
All right.
Let's go. That's a great move.
But at the same time, we're also AI skeptics in many ways, where it's like, okay, don't get into the hype. The hype exists to sell it to you, to make you use it. If you're afraid of missing out, you're absolutely going to use those tools. And then, suddenly when they go, hey, we need more investment, they've got all these time on usage metrics that justify getting more investment. And then when they switch to a token model, we're all going to pay for it, right? Yeah. And so all right, I'm skeptical there. And whatever they claim it could do, all right, yeah, I could do that, but 70% as good as you claim. I think the issue here, I love Claude, I use it all the time, but it goes to the average. That's just the nature of LLMs. And so the default for a lot of stuff it does is C+ work. For programming and coding, it's phenomenal. Anything where you go, hey, there's a goal state here, pass, fail. This is what you're building towards. You got to pass. And then it could do it, but it's going to follow your spec, right? But at the same time, it is so easy and it runs autonomously. It's it kind of feels like the sky's the limit. Now, I think what's nuts about it, when I used to build a really cool website, do something really cool, I was really proud of it. You get that dopamine satisfaction, productivity, Oreo straight to the brain. That's all I want. It's I ship code, Oreo in my hand, give it to me. I'm like a monkey. I've been trained. And then Claude goes, hey, if you don't learn this tool, you're going to lose your job. I don't think that's true. I think AI doesn't replace people, but I think it empowers them hugely. That's the way to look at it. So, all right, I'm going to learn this tool. Now I'm using it, but it's doing 99% of the work for me. And so I'm building things way cooler, better, faster than I ever could before, but I'm not getting the same satisfaction out of it. That's weird. But I wouldn't trade
it is
the tool.
weird.
But it's I'll build the most amazing thing and I go, this doesn't work right. Just delete it. Start over. I built a whole video game pricing system, to research retro games. I have a collection. And I built it all the way. I'm doesn't quite work right. Delete it, because it didn't matter. I didn't build it. I described it to a machine that built it for me. And so it's okay, I'm not giving up those tools, but man, the world has changed now.
Yeah. It takes some of that kind of artistic satisfaction of crafting, crafting something and then getting it all the way there and getting it over the finish line. And then I've got my thing. It takes some of that away. It's interesting. Tell me this, Kurt, when you guys are working with your clients now and the things that you're doing. I've followed Montana Knife Company forever. Man, what's the sauce with websites now? Because things are always changing. It used to be everybody's focused on iterating the PDP, and then it became, landing pages is now the thing. It used to be, I've got a big fancy custom theme, and then it seemed like the alpha was hey, just use Shopify's Dawn or whatever was the popular theme that Beyonce was using. You know what I mean? Give me your perspective on what's the sauce with websites right now? What are you seeing? What are you guys working on that you find interesting?
All right, this is what's wild. The commonality of any of the successful websites of e-commerce stores, the sole thing is, obviously product market fit. We need that. Don't pass go without it. But assuming that, who scales and who really succeeds, it's entirely in copywriting. That's the tactic. And the strategy is what's the messaging? Can you keep the messaging top of mind? We don't see a lot of PR discussed in e-commerce spaces, but man, PR is the thing. If you can succeed with that, then that informs all the other strategies around it. Whether that's, your online ads, advertising, everything, you start with that messaging and story. If you don't have that, you're not going to get anywhere. That's what makes it sticky. That's what makes it memorable. That's the magic and power of Montana Knife Company, is an incredible story. And man, Brandon Horojo, phenomenal storyteller at keeping that going.
Wow. I'm kind of shocked you said that, but I'm really glad that you said that. It's actually what I noticed when I was looking at your website. It was the copy here is really good. Go ahead.
I'm a conversion rate optimization guy. I love doing split testing, and I love that stuff. The split test that people want to run versus the split tests that actually make money, very different. It's let's try these different designs and stuff. Okay, great, but we're just rearranging where the decisions are occurring, right? I saw the site, I immediately got an impression about it. And then if I could find the product, when I see the add to cart, I'm going to decide if I want this or not. That's never changing. I'm just changing the layout. So, all of that needs to exist to serve the copy and the content. That's the message. That's what's going to inform me. Right now, we're just having a conversation. the power of an LLM, it's just a conversation. Everything is text in, text out. And yet when we go to optimize a website that's built for selling to meat, to humans, we're just fragile meat. We do everything but talk to them because that's the hard part.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about that through kind of a lens of this, earlier founder, how does he improve his or her copywriting to kind of reach that higher standard? Do you have like practices that you're developing, practices they should be doing daily, one or two things that they can do every day to kind of flex that muscle and work that muscle? So at the end of the day, maybe a year and some change down the road, they actually become that powerful copywriter they always dreamed of.
I think really the easy way is like there's great books on it. If you still, for like those of us who still read books, I don't, I listen to them now.
There we go. Like same.
Yeah. I got Audible. What am I not going to read? Ridiculous. But going back to some of those old books, those like classic ad guys like Leo Burnett, reading some of those classic copywriting books, and then looking at copywriting templates and like trying to work through one, even to not use it, but just to understand it. And then take copywriting that speaks to you from someone else where you're like, man, I bought this because this message was great. Then dismantle it. You go through it like by paragraph and by line. You're like, okay, what's this trying to do? Because the person who wrote it thought about it that way. They're like, what is this? How is this manipulating the reader? And that's the way to view it. Like that's what script writing is in a movie. That's what writing a book, like all of it is. You are doing some level of emotional manipulation here, probably. And so when you can identify it and recognize it, and it still works on you, okay, now it clicks, now you get it, then you can apply that to your own stuff. But then quickly you'll discover, at that point, hey, what works on you, the founder, may not work on who ultimately is the audience here. And that, but once you understand that framework, okay, now talking to people, testing headlines on Meta, like it all starts to work better.
Yeah, I think the Ethercycle.com website is a great example of copywriting. The headline here: turn your Shopify store into a revenue-generating powerhouse of persuasion. I like that line. That's a great line. I know it's a powerhouse of persuasion
years ago, and I never came up with anything better.
Yeah, well, I don't think you need to, man. I think you struck it right, just like that. Tell me this, Kurt. You've been doing your show, and you got your service, and man, I'm specifically interested on the show side. Like, you got like more than 2 million downloads now. You've been doing it for over a decade. Like, what's in state for you? Like, where does this thing go over the next few years? I mean, does it retire in the like B2B media Hall of Fame? Do you push for 3 million, or like what's like the next phase for you look like that you're excited about, that you're looking forward to, or is it just the joy of doing the thing itself?
I think at the end of the day, I'm a work dog. Like if you got a good dog, a work dog, and you leave them alone in your house, they will dismantle your furniture, right?
Yeah. That's
I got to be doing, I have to be building, I have to be working. And that's, that is why that podcast has never missed an episode in a decade. Every Tuesday, no matter what, right? That consistency is key. So I still love what I do. There are days, where we all have good days and bad days, and I get frustrated at times, but ultimately I'm independent. I'm in control of a durable business. And if I don't like what I'm doing, I could just change it, tweak it until I love it again. But man, I don't want to give up the work. I'm not ready. I don't know that I'll ever be.
Yeah.
I mean, could you double click on that for a sec? Because you said something monumental there in passing, that you've never missed an episode in 10 years. What is like that unsexy system behind that? How are you doing that? I mean, we show up for the show every day, so we're running. We understand the lift of what it takes to pull off something like an incredible podcast. How are you doing that for 10 years plus?
Oh, I'm like just a meat puppet powered by anxiety. That's
nice. Let's go. Fueled by anxiety.
Yes.
That can be turned for good, as it has been, Kurt.
Years ago, I went to, I think this was in 2014. I went to a therapist and I'm complaining about it. She goes, if you reframe it as eustress, you could just instead of stress, now in anxiety, it's eustress. That's positive stress to motivate you for what you need to get done. That's your brain telling you, hey, there's stuff you want to go do. And once I heard that changed things.
Oh, that's
Wow.
good. I think I'm kind
I
of
love
using
that.
that. I'm like trying to reframe that for me right now.
Chris loves
That's
that.
I like that. I
Yeah.
do like that. I feel this way. This thing that you're describing, I feel like and if I don't have something to be honest with you, even on the weekends, sometimes like weekends can be hard for me because like I need like a grip of something to do. Otherwise, I'll start going crazy.
Oh, I know this feeling. That's
you
all
know
right. Here's
that
the
feeling.
trick: get yourself a really shitty car. Have projects every weekend.
There we go. It's actually a great idea. That's a phenomenal idea. Yeah.
Right now, I just have many children. Those four children are they're pretty good for keeping me busy. But I like this idea too. I like this idea. Need a project. Need a diversion. A positive diversion project on the weekends. Man, Kurt, I think we are going to be seeing one another very soon. I think we're both
So you headed to .dev.
We're heading to .dev. We're going to
Let's
Toronto,
go.
Baby. This will be my first time north of the border. I have never been to the land of Canada, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Wait till you discover Tim Hortons. It's better Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm ready.
That's true.
I'm ready for Tim Hortons.
Let's go.
I'm ready to shotgun a gallon of maple syrup.
Yep.
And eat some what's the fries, the cheese fries that what do they call
Poutine.
that? Yeah, I'm ready to eat some poutine. I mean, I want to go full Canada while I am there. Kurt, man, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Tell this before you go, and tell everybody where to follow you, listen to you. I think everybody in our space, if they aren't already, they should be. I mean, also, man, where to work with you?
Sure. I mean, if you want to work together, listen to me, whatever. You Google me, of course, but ethercycle.com to work with me, or just search the Unofficial Shopify Podcast wherever you get your podcast. You'll find it.
Incredible, man. Kurt, we appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all you do for our space, and we look forward to seeing you in Toronto and look forward to having you back. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
I like him.
Baller.
Like him. He's great,
Baller.
man. He's great.
Absolute
He's also very I don't know, he's like humbly transparent in a winsome way, you know.
Yeah.
Like, how have you been so consistent for so long? It's like I'm a fragile meat puppet powered by anxiety.
True. It helps a lot of great achievers. It helps a lot of great achievers get things done.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the old saying, only the paranoid survive, you know.
It's true.
All of those, you know, it's Christmas Day, families opening gifts, and you're kind of looking at that Shopify dashboard, you're checking the ads manager, you know, like can't let it go. Can't let it go, big boy. Only the paranoid survive. Moving forward to oh gosh, an incredible story that I think everybody in our industry will be very interested in. Before we get there, let us talk about the one and only Postscript and Sati. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason why when people make the switch from whatever SMS provider they work with to Postscript, they see on average a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue. There is a reason, and it's because they solely focus on SMS alone. Now, I didn't see that kind of increase. We saw a whole lot more. I went from making very little money on SMS to being a top 1% account on Postscript's entire platform inside of a year. And the secret is I just did what they said. And what they are saying right now is that you're leaving money on the table when your customers text you back. Go get the conversation report, direct-to-consumer.co/conversation report. You're going to get full details on Postscript's AI shopper. You can have one-to-one conversations with your customers at scale. You're going to get details on the opportunity, particularly that you are leaving on the table by not being 24/7 available, texting your customers back. Nate Lagos was just on the show, made $17K in one day, turning on AI shopper. Go talk with Postscript. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, new sponsor here, the one and only. We got to bring in our new sponsor, producer Jack. The one and only Sati. That is correct. Your affiliate program, it's been running for a while. It looks pretty good on paper. Commissions going out, sales coming in. But you got a nagging feeling. I know that you do. You can't explain it. Like, how do I actually frame this thing properly for what it's worth? Our affiliates, our affiliate program, etc. That feeling exists because all of the affiliate platforms are built on last click. Whoever gets the last click gets the commission. That's the entire logic. It oversimplifies affiliates as a channel and makes it a lot less powerful than what it really is. Sati is the first affiliate platform that's built on multi-touch attribution, cookieless, Shopify native. It surfaces who introduced the customer to you, who nurtured them, who closed the sale. So you're no longer looking at just a flat list of commission payouts. You have a map for your affiliate channel, who's moving people through the buying decision. Go to mysati.io/champions/ecom-cowboy. Get 20% off your plan, full migration support from whichever platform you're currently on, onboarding setup so you're not starting from scratch, and you get monthly strategic calls from the Sati team. Go talk with them. New sponsor. Many thanks for Sati being part of the show. Now, very interesting story that has just come up. No, producer Jack, let's keep moving forward. Very interesting story that has just come up on the Spend.Market. Okay, I believe this is what was teased on the timeline many weeks ago, a poly market for the consumer slice of the internet. I believe it is now here. I caught this tweet on the timeline today. Producer Jack, bring this up. This from the one and only Jack Dishman. Okay, he said, take a position on what America buys next. Invite friends to win a year of fee-free trading. Some interesting artwork here, beautiful artwork. And it says, join the Spend.Market wait list at Spend.Market. Okay, producer Jack, go to this website, Spend.Market. Pull this thing up because it got some great, it's a beautiful website, okay? And some very interesting details here that leave us just enough mystery to be intrigued. If America buys it, you can trade it. Producer Jack, scroll down here. Actually, go up to info at the top right. Click that info. Okay, every receipt tells a story. Speaking of good copywriting, every receipt tells a story if you're paying attention. Spend.Market lets you call the future of American spending. Take a position on coffee chains, big box stores, private companies, entire categories. Get it right, and you get paid. Our markets track the questions the economy is already answering. Markets resolve on what people actually spend, anonymized and aggregated. When a market resolves, the receipts decide the winner. Your thoughts on this, Colin Doherty?
It's pretty wild. I like the idea of the receipts decide the winner. I do think it's really interesting that people will have some called shots and they want to, be basically a thought leader within the space and post about it a ton. Well, it's like, let's put your money where your mouth is.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Let's see if you actually want to throw some chips at that and see if you're actually willing to bet some dollars behind this. I think this is incredible. I think it's incredible the fact that you can push out into these smaller types of things. We've covered Polymarket on the show. Those are usually really massive events. Those are usually really, a lot of it's political, a lot of it's sports, really kind of world stage events. I like this. This is on the smaller scale privatized companies. I think this is pretty cool.
I find this very interesting. And the team behind, or the company behind it, I think this is one of their products. The company behind this is called American Spend, americanspend.com. Producer Jack, go to this website, the data layer of American commerce. What I will say is, like, if they have all of this info, number one, it's crazy. Okay. Number two, I think everybody, all of the VCs, I think all of the marketers, all of the brand owners are going to want to know, hey, categorically, inside of my space, if you're selling baseball batting gloves, like I used to, okay, baseball batting gloves, like how many are being bought, like what stores, what are the highest selling brands, what's their throughput, I mean, all of these questions are going to be very relevant, okay, to everybody in our space. And apparently they've got the goods. Apparently they've got the goods on it. I don't know how they had the goods, but man, it's a very serious looking website, and it seems like they do.
Jack, can you scroll down a little more?
Scroll down, Jack.
Look at the spend graph. If you keep going down, keep going. Look at how much right here. Go up a little bit. Look at how much is being tracked. 150 million unique cards. On top of this, there is 3.7
billion transactions.
Index per month. Per month. Annual consumer tracked is 2.7 trillion. That's unbelievable.
That's crazy. 2.4 trillion annual consumer spend tracked. It's bananas.
I'm so curious how they're doing this. Is this through
like that's the question? Okay, that's the question, because like this is like harder data than, I mean, talk about like wanting to know what's going on in the category. Data. I mean, it is. It's like, hey, we've got 150 million cards. We've got, this many like million transactions, this many $1 trillion in spend, and whatever that is, like, that's the incredible question. And I want access to that data. I do want access to that data.
Jack, if you scroll up a little bit even more, keep going up, and then where it says for hedge funds and macro, so they're willing to sell this data to you. So you can be a data partner. You can get data. So if you're a fund and you're private equity and you're trying to scoop up some crazy retail data, this is absolutely bananas. Like this is the gold mine where like a lot of people have said, a lot of economists have said, data is the new oil. If you have the ability to aggregate data, put it into a really nice, neat, digestible package, and then you can act on those insights, that's pretty insane. I mean, I would be so curious if they gave us a slice of this data and we could maybe throw some stuff out there and on the show, because this is bananas. I'd be curious how much they're selling this for too.
Well, I definitely want to.
I'm trying to find out.
I definitely want to talk to them. I definitely want to talk to them and see what data could be made available. It looks like on the top of this like foundation of data, they got 3 products. They got the Spend.Market, which this is not coming from them. To me, I would frame it as it's like Polymarket for consumer. It's like where are people spending their money? Like, and how do those markets, actually play out? It looks like Polymarket for consumer to me. Revere, number 2, our model of American commerce structured for institutional use. So this looks to be like the more institutional piece. 3.7 billion transactions a month, modeled into usable insights, built for the funds, desks, and protocols that need spending truth at production depth. And then this third piece is very interesting to me. Knox Prime, programmatic access to Spend.Market for market makers and institutional trading desks, quote, stream, and settle directly against the book. Non-custodial by construction with on-chain settlement and a verifiable receipt on every fill. A lot of that is in language that I don't understand. So I'd love clarification on that. Very interesting. And if this is correct, everybody and their mom is going to want access to this data.
Yeah. I mean, talk about an incredible way to do product researching. If you're thinking about launching a new store, like, hey, by the way, XYZ product category just exploded 1,000% the last 2 quarters. You might want to possibly launch a product in that category.
Yeah. And sometimes, I know, being brand side, sometimes you're trying to do market research. You're thinking like, hey, we're going to expand into a customer segment that is adjacent to our ICP. It's not our target audience, but we're going to expand, and we think there's a lot of opportunity there. And oh boy, we're doing a big product development, a marketing campaign. Like, we're doing a lot on the team related to that. Well, actually, now with data like this, you could just go and like really find out like, hey, like how many dollars are actually going to this niche that we feel really excited about. You may be able to find out like, actually, there's not a there, and we'd be better off just focusing on our core audience and developing more products for them. I didn't have access to data like this, but when that question came up recently here over the past couple of years, I wish I would have had access to it, because stuff like that, very valuable for being able to find out like how much gold is there. Is there a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow if we forge down that route?
American Spend, give me access to Revere. Like for a week. Let me go crazy. Give me access to Revere for like a week. I want to plug it into Mythos, and then let me just have fun with it for a week. I just want it for a week. You can have it back.
Maybe
but I want to hang out. I want to hang out with it.
Maybe Revere is Mythos. Could be.
Whoa.
Could be.
Whoa.
Could be.
Crazy.
Could be.
Crazy.
You know.
They white labeled Mythos.
White labeled Mythos. That's how they're tracking
bananas.
150 million unique cards and 3.7 billion transactions indexed per month and 2.4 trillion in annual consumer spend tracked. Maybe it's
Yo, what's Colin up to these days? Dude, he's white labeling a Chinese copy of Mythos to like everybody, just like the random knockoff version of Mythos. And he's just like pushing it around, dude.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But I'm definitely interested in this, and
I want it.
Would love a little more info on that.
Yeah, give me this data.
Very interesting, and methinks I did sign up for the wait list, so I'm on the wait list. I think I'm number 160 or so. But they got handles and everything. You claim your handle and all that. Kind of interesting. Moving forward to our lightning round, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the one and only Rocked After Sale. Most D2C brands are obsessed about getting the next net new customer, as they should be, but the real lever is making more dollars from the orders you're already getting. If you're doing 5,000 orders a month, you can sprinkle another $3 to $4 in each one of those without having to touch your ads. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. That's what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Life are doing with Rocked After Sale, adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from the cart to the thank you page, and even stacking extra 30 to 50 cents just by showing offers from Disney Plus and Venmo Fresh, Venmo and HelloFresh, etc. Okay, it's no hit to conversion, no impact on your LTV. You can be live within minutes. It's high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. Go to aftersale.com/offers. Get rolling with them today. It is truly a no-brainer. Many thanks for Rocked After Sale being part of this show. Lightning round. I have some unique sound effects that I've been working on that I wanted to debut today.
It's okay.
I couldn't get it going. I wanted you to hear them and laugh on the show.
I always laugh on the show anyway.
I was mostly disappointed that you couldn't hear them and I couldn't see you laugh at them.
It's like the quote from My First Million where they were like, I don't know what's happening on the show today, but I'm here and I'm having a good time.
Same. First story in our lightning round. Pringles Hot Dog Buns exist. Look at this thing. Look at this thing of beauty.
I'm down.
This comes to us by way of Pop Base. And it says this: Pringles announces limited edition hot dog buns. The buns are packaged in the Pringles cans and come in sour cream and onion, barbecue, and honey mustard. Colin Doherty, are you buying? And which flavor are you buying, if so?
Absolutely. I'll buy them all. We had hot dogs this weekend for 4th of July, just to like celebrate everything. We're eating them at the pool. And I was kind of like I'm not going to lie, I was a little like bummed out on how boring everything was. I think this is a great idea. I love the fact that we're adding a little bit of the fun from the Pringles. Pringles already nails food. This is a great little forte, a little side product that they can make. And it also just works really well and complementary with what they're already selling, which is chips. And so, a lot of time you're having chips with a cheeseburger, chips with a hot dog. This works great. I love this. Expand this bad boy into cheeseburger buns as well.
What if Doritos sold tortillas? Wouldn't that be interesting?
They could easily do that.
Flavored, yummy.
Why don't they do that?
HEB tortillas.
That's
for anybody,
crazy they don't do that.
For anybody who's never been to HEB, you will love it, number one. Number two, probably the number one reason you'll love it is because of the tortillas. The tortillas are top tier. They are incredible, okay?
Yeah.
Especially when you put into context you're going to a grocery store. If Doritos could make like a flavored version of those tortillas, don't you think they would just go nuclear crush?
That would rip. You could just do the existing Doritos flavors too. That would crush.
I love this innovation here. Take the Pringles, take the love of Pringles, apply it to hot dog buns, do it to cheeseburger buns. Let's do the same for Doritos. Apply them to tortillas. Done. Incredible. And next, let's go pizza crusts. We're trying.
I'm interested.
Little Cool Ranch pizza
I'm
crust.
interested. I'm interested.
Woo! You know
I'm interested.
17-year-old Colin, who's hanging out at 2 a.m. playing Xbox, would be down on some Cool Ranch pizza dough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A good idea. Good idea.
RIP.
Big winner.
RIP. Xbox employees.
RIP Xbox employees. I know. They got fired. A lot of the Xbox employees got fired. They got crushed.
Yeah, all of them.
RIP. Speaking of firings, the one and only Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
A little quote here from David Herman.
David.
I don't know where he got this info. Okay.
Dude.
I am a reporter. I am bringing the information here that has been presented to me. I don't know if David got it from his inside source at Meta, of which there are many, one would assume. David had this to say over the weekend, quote, Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg acknowledged shortcomings in the company's sweeping restructuring at an internal town hall on Thursday, saying the systems known as AI agents had not progressed as quickly as he had expected. According to a recording heard by Reuters, Zuckerberg added that a company reorganization that included major job cuts was not as, quote, clean as it could have been, and that executives had miscalculated on the timing of the changes. Colin, your thoughts on this?
Brutal. I will say, I'm gonna do the silver lining of this. I appreciate a founder and or a leader who is willing to say, hey, I was wrong. I made the bad call. I mistimed that, because it shows that there is some reflection. It shows that they're trying to grow from the process. This is why he's been the founder, the CEO for so long. He is one of the GOATs. If there was anyone to turn the company around and to make it into the Meta of old, it is still him. I truly believe this. And so I like to see this reflection for him, and hopefully he moves forward with this newfound sense of reflection.
Hey, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that, Colin.
Oh, defend Meta?
You are only allowed to flame Meta. That's how this show goes. I'm not know.
No, so different. We're talking about Zuck, not Meta. I think those are two separate entities.
I like the way that you're thinking right now. The way that you're thinking right now. I like to delineate this way. Much respect to Zuck. Sometimes Meta is not as we would like, but much respect to Zuck. And I think the point of what David is bringing out here in this quote, like, totally true. It's like, we had a few boo-boos after we had these major cuts. We had a few boo-boos. The AI,
honestly, I'd be cool with this. Shopify founders, one-on-one, Mark Zuckerberg in a UFC grapple match. First one to tap. If Shopify founders get Mark to tap, they get their refunds back.
Well, I know I'm picking for that fight. I'm picking number one. I'm picking Mike Lee, who is former boxing champion. I'm picking.
I'll take
him
that.
To go,
that's a good
the
pick.
ring. Yeah, I'm picking Mike.
Are you
Lee,
picking Bongiorno, DJ?
Bongiorno? Is he a fighter?
He's just a big dude. He's just strong.
You're just assuming because he's Italian and he's from New Jersey, like he's gonna beat somebody up. You're just assuming.
Dude, he posted a shirtless photo today. He's like jacked.
You're assuming that he's Tony Soprano on the inside.
Well, he's jacked.
I mean, but maybe he's a lover, not a fighter. Maybe he's a lover, not a fighter. I'm just saying. It could be. Could be. I'm not assuming just because he's, the internet's favorite paisan.
Yeah.
That maybe he doesn't want to crack heads. I'm just saying.
You know who I might throw in there just for pure chaos? Michael Brandt, Ketone IQ.
Right.
I feel like he'd figure out some stuff in the ring.
Probably would. I mean? Talk with John Jones. You talk with John Jones. Have John Jones train him up.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel good about tapping him in.
Wouldn't that be something? If Michael Brandt trained by John Jones? Give me a year. Give me a year to train with John Jones.
Year?
And then he and Zuck. I mean, these fight camps are long. These fight camps are long. He's never even trained MMA.
So much longer. It would take so much longer.
He's never even trained MMA that I'm aware of. So I feel like you got to give him a year. Got to give him a year.
Longer.
Longer? Even longer than that?
I think Zuck's been doing MMA for like 5 years.
Yeah, you kind of lose interest though. If you wait for longer than a year, it's like everybody forgets.
That's fair.
You got to go home,
That's fair.
Next story in our lightning round, the Daily Loud has circulated this video of the autonomous flying umbrella. I'm not going to tell you what's going on with this. I just want to show it. And I want to see if you can pick up on something that may or may not be happening here. Producer Jack, play this for us, sound on, for Colin Doherty and our illustrious audience.
This is the world's first true hands-free umbrella. It uses autonomous tracking to follow you anywhere. No matter how fast you go, it keeps you covered. Best of all, no more wet hands. This is the world's first true it keeps you covered.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So this is at 926,000 views so far from this tweet. Anything that you picked up from this, Colin Doherty?
I mean, it's just basically drones with like a napkin over them. Like, this is like basically what it is. It's also super loud. It's like crazy loud for you to be walking around just with like 4 drones hovering over your body.
It is also completely AI.
It's AI. I knew it, dude. I knew it was AI.
It's completely AI. I mean, entirely. There's like nothing about
AI.
this that's real. This is totally AI. Completely. Did you pick that up after you watched it?
A couple of his word inflections, I was like, wait, that doesn't sound 100%.
No. Totally AI.
Better.
Completely. And if you scroll down, Producer Jack, scroll down, you can see what other people did with their AI. Like, anyway, you scroll down in the comments, you can see what like people did with this. But yeah, it's completely and totally AI. There's nothing about this that's real. And it does bring up the question, like, hey, maybe AI and having to be demarcated as such, maybe there's reason for that, because right now, I think there's a lot of people who did not see this as AI. Very interesting, to say the least.
The thing is, like, this is not that unfeasible. It's just 4 drones attached to each other with like a sheet over it. So
and like a horrible, I mean, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you have 4 drones flying over your head?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Once they make drones quiet, it's over.
That's probably true. That's probably true. Over in many ways. We're getting silently attacked.
Yeah.
Perhaps
100%.
over in many forms of the word.
Yeah, 100%. Just stealth drones.
Moving forward here, ladies and gentlemen, brand news that you need to know. Before we get there, let us talk about the one and only Rich Panel. Your CX team is buried in repeat tickets that are costing you money, refunds, order tracking, subscription cancellations, etc. Rich Panel is the AI help desk that fixes this massive headache and automates 70 to 80% of your interactions. You're only responsible for the exceptions. Your team of Rich Panel AI agents has got you on the rest, end to end. If you're paying $2 to $10 per ticket, you need to see what 30 cents feels like. Okay, Ridge just took the plunge, cut their cost by 70%, saved $500,000 for the year. Migration takes less than 2 weeks, and your CSAT score is going up. 50% autonomous, resolution in 30 days guaranteed, or your money back. Go to richpanel.com, book your demo today. Many thanks for Rich Panel being part of this show. Total no-brainer, by the way. New segment. And I would like to do this regularly on Mondays. Brand news that you should know. There's a lot of brand news out there inside of our space, particularly a lot of service industry-oriented folks, agency folks, software players have a lot to say. Sometimes brand founders, brand operators, the things they say can get buried in the feed, especially if they're on LinkedIn. Okay. So a few posts to round out interesting things that happened last week and highlight what is going on in the world of brand. Firstly here, Will Nitze, IQ Bar creator and CEO, had this to say. IQ Bar took over Amazon Canada's homepage last week. And you can see it right here up at the top. Protein-packed, fiber-forward, junk-free, right up at the top of Amazon. And their homepage is IQ Bar. Total flex.
Huge flex from Will. Also, he had a flex today. I don't know if you saw it, Chris.
I did not.
He is going to the U.S. World Cup game.
Oh, I did see that.
And he is going to be square behind the goal. So another flex from Will. Yes, you too can do incredible things. Folks, just work up to it. Just work up to it. Sell a lot of protein, and you too can be right behind the goal of the World Cup.
This next one, Producer Jack, I'd love you to bring this up and show the pictures particularly, okay? This is a story that comes to us by way of Wild Deodorant. Bring this up for us, Producer Jack. Tom McDonald of Wild Deodorant had did Producer Jack get cut? She may have gotten kicked out of our show. That's okay. I read on. Oh, here it is. Okay. This comes to us by way of Tom McDonald working with Wild Deodorant here. Sponsored the most iconic queue in Wimbledon. Did you know that Wimbledon is happening? Wimbledon is
Of course.
happening. I didn't know that it was happening.
Wimbledon's amazing.
All I know is World Cup. World Cup is now. Football is not yet. That's all I know. That's all fair. I know that's happening in the world. But Wimbledon is happening, and apparently there is an iconic queue. Producer Jack, bring up the photos here. I'm going to read what happened here from Tom McDonald. Unless you've got a massive corporate sponsorship budget, you're not getting a look in at Wimbledon. So I went looking for another way. Guerrilla marketing 101 here. After an hour, I finally saw it. The coffee van man parked in the most prime location imaginable outside Southfield's station. Short introduction coupled with a nice brew. Knew I had to find my way in. Focus in on these pics. Can you bring these pics up, Producer Jack? I want to see each one by one. Short intro, a local legend called Tony, he'd been serving coffee since 2014, holds the exclusive trading license for the Wimbledon period. Not only did his daughters already use Wild, he also lived on Wimbledon Park Road, right between the station and the queue entrance. He said, I've got an idea. I want to sponsor your van. Okay. He wants to sponsor the van. There's going to be a huge line of people. Okay. Producer Jack, if you click on these photos, we can see them individually. Okay. He said, I want to sponsor the van. People are going to be waiting in line here for hours. I want to sponsor the van and let me do it. Okay. So they worked it out. They're building up a freshen up kit. Okay. A few DMs later, we created the perfect hot weather survival kit to ace the queue. Okay. So he pulled together some other brands here, and then game day, it happened. They fully branded the coffee van. Click on these photos, Producer Jack. Pitched up at 6 a.m., they handed out these free freshen up kits to everyone who bought coffee from Tony, and they managed to sample 30,000 people attending Wimbledon at the Southfield station during day one and day two without having officially sponsored Wimbledon. And then he says, if anyone is in the area and fancies a proper brew, Tony's your man. Go talk to him. The official sponsor of the Wimbledon Coffee Van Man Q. That is Wild Deodorant. Yeah, these are a little zoomed out here, but you can see him working his magic. Keep going forward, Producer Jack. As you move forward here, you can see what he's doing with the coffee van. Okay, you see he puts his Wild there, lays down a spot. Okay, they're putting things on Tony's station so people can see their brand there while they're waiting in line to go to Wimbledon. Keep going, Producer Jack. And he's got some of his DMs here, and then it's happening. Look at what they did. So they created characters and people waiting there. So they really went all out on this thing to like get Wimbledon a juice without having actually been involved with the event. I think things like this are just dynamite. This is IRL, it's guerrilla marketing, and this is stuff that we can do. Like you can do this ACL. You could do this in a number of like winsome marketing events that nobody has the budget for, but you can do if you are you got a little bit of grit and a little bit of sweat about you, and you're willing to make it happen. I like this.
Yeah, I love this. I think it's probably an unreal astronomical amount of money to sponsor Wimbledon officially. I'm pretty sure it's just like a crazy amount of money. So this is a great activation. It's a great side activation. I also think it's really interesting in a sense of like, he's just going to do this. He's just going to like, yeah, I'm going to go for this. I'm just going to try to figure it out. I'm going to try to build it along the way. I totally love brands trying to do this. And I would say, again, like you can do this with upcoming events. There's a great example of a conference that we have in our space, and one of the partners decided to rent an entire truck that was going to park in front of the conference entrance.
Whoa! This happened, or this is going to?
This happened.
Going to happen.
This happened a couple of years ago. This happened a couple of years ago. The only entrance to the conference, they parked that truck in front of there. If you were walking into the conference, you were going to see that partner, and it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I love those types of things. You just got to think about it. You got to think it through. Potentially have been to the event a couple times to get the feel for it. Well, you can knock something out and hit a home run like this.
Very interesting. Very interesting, and a way to do more with a little budget that you have. Thirdly, last of our brand news you should know. Have you heard of the Algae Cooking Club? Algae Cooking Club. Have you heard of this?
No, what is this?
Okay, the Algae Cooking Club exists. Okay, number one, this is noteworthy. Algae Cooking Club exists. Okay, and they're releasing a new flavor, a new product. Okay, but I just want to say from the start here, chef grade algae oil for cooking exists. I did not know. Incredible.
I don't know either.
Okay, they are releasing a new product that is their smoked tomato oil. They teamed up with Chef Mohseni to make this happen. This comes to us by way of Cass, co-founder and CEO of Algae Cooking Club. What started as a quick coffee in LA spiraled into many, many wild ideas for infused oils. If you don't know Mohseni, he's best known for creating some of the most technique-driven food content on TikTok and Instagram, while somehow making you believe you can recreate exactly what he did at home. He came to us with the idea for a smoked tomato oil. The picture he painted immediately stuck. Lightly charred, perfectly ripe, heirloom tomatoes. If you could bottle up that flavor of a smoky Neapolitan pizza fresh out of a wood-fired oven, this is pretty close. Also, algae. Okay, like this is kind of crazy. Also, algae. We almost gave up trying to get the flavor right. Tomatoes, delicate. Infused oils, though, need to be bold in flavor, but with the addition of smoke and our very top secret steeping process, it clicked. Bringing the product to life, we leaned heavily into Mohseni's world and the feeling of summer. Here it is. You can see it. It's gorgeous. Also, it's made with algae. Wild.
That's cool. I know. I love it. I love the fact that they're also doing an in real life activation around it. So you get like these people actually interacting with it. And also on top of that, you're getting a ton of content on top of like how the product is, interacting with the real world. So I love that piece of this.
I'm looking at the website right now. Okay. algaecookingclub.com. Miracles come from likely places. So when looking, that's kind of interesting. Miracles come from likely places. So when looking for a cooking oil that could do it all, better in the kitchen for health and for the planet, it led us to the mother of all plants, algae. Algae actually is like the headline here. Algae actually. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's a good use of algae. I've never had algae, I don't think. Have you?
Never. Like by accident, like when I'm like swimming in a lake or something, I did not know that you could turn it into like incredible cooking oil. You can.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the Algae Cooking Club is doing it. Wild. Mohseni smoked tomato oil. And I'm just confirming here, Mohseni smoked tomato oil is made with algae. I think it is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Look at that. Love that packaging.
Beautiful, is it not?
Beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why all the innovation always comes from CPG, but it does. Moving forward to some wisdom from TJ Bongiorno on our way. Let us talk about the one and only Seguno. Seguno, ladies and gentlemen, is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside Shopify. What's that mean? Your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, it's all there where you already work and play every single day. And it means you don't have to cede your trust to big email and it's overinflated attributed data. With Seguno, your Shopify data is your email data. That's a big reason why they are email 3.0. Okay. It's a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. Okay. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you build for lean teams with big aspirations. Go get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook at the URL scrolling across the screen. Tell Seguno you want to test drive the platform. They will allow you to do that. Tell them Colin I sent you. They'll extend that free trial to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of this show. Now, I'm getting choked up a little bit because we've got some wisdom from TJ Bongiorno that we need from him here that I think will be comforting to those of us who sell wares upon the interwebs. Play this sound on for us, producer Jack. Let's hear what TJ has to say.
Please listen to me. If you are somebody who is trying to start a brand or bring a physical product company to life, you are underestimating how hard marketing is.
Oof.
Hear me again. You are underestimating how hard marketing is. Even if you're thinking about it and you're like, I know, you don't know. You have no idea. The amount of volume of creatives you have to put out there, the amount of angles you have to test, the amount of landing pages and conversion metrics and everything you have to focus on to get somebody random on the internet to see your thing, go to the website, click buy it, give you their hard-earned money. And once you even figure that out, then you have to optimize it. Because maybe you can do it for a couple people, maybe you can do it for 10 people a day, but how do you get it for 100 people a day? How do you get it for 1,000 people a day? Influencers, they're expensive. Are you going to use affiliates? Are you going to film the videos yourself like I do in my car yapping away? What are you going to do? Please, please do not underestimate how hard, how much effort, and how much money it takes to actually market a product. Everything else is secondary. This is like 90% of it. Please.
What do you think, Colin Doherty?
I think TJ's got a pretty sick sunroof also.
He does. He does. It's the first thing you notice, that sick sunroof.
I was like, damn, that's a pretty cool sunroof, dude. I don't have a sunroof. No, this is so true. I think also this can be said for all companies, starting all companies, and also any project. Like a great example is home renovation. If you're trying to like flip a house, a lot of the time is if you knew how much work it would take you from going A to Z before you started the thing, you would give up. Because
you would not do the thing.
it's so much work. It's an unbelievable amount of work for you to actually be successful. But if you're willing to do that work consistently and you're willing to deliver on that work day in and day out, then you will really rise to the cream of the crop. But yes, it is an unbelievable amount of work to get ahead and to get through and cut through the noise of all of this, especially with creative today. There's so much creative being pushed. There's only so much ad inventory. Your creative has to be incredible. It has to cut through the noise. It has to cut through the timeline. He's so spot on for this.
I would say that, he is correct. It is not easy. And it reminds me of this saying, we did this not because it was easy, but because we thought it would be easy. That's always why. It's always why you get into the thing. This is a home run, baby. Oh boy, 10x opportunity. And then it takes 10 times longer and it's 10 times harder than you initially estimated. But worth it at the end of the day. Also, it's why goated marketers, Ecomm gremlins, are so worth their weight in gold when you get one timed correctly with product market fit and correct margins that allow for scale, then you got a win-win, and one can become significantly wealthy in a generous amount of time. It really is. It really is the case, but not easy. Not easy. And some would argue this is why like the head of growth, role should not exist. Like head of growth is like really like CMO, CEO, to be honest. But not easy, but worthwhile if one can do it well.
Dude, the JFK quote was right there for you and you didn't pick it up.
Well, what was it?
Yeah, it's we went to the moon, not because it was easy, but because it was hard. Yeah.
Well, I don't think most of us in Ecomm do it because we think it's going to be hard. We think it's going to be easy. This is what happens. We think,
free money on the internet.
Yeah,
free money.
Like if Joe Blow down the street can do it, I can do it too. I think that's why most of us get into it. But it's not. But it is worthwhile. Moving forward to closing time, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Intelligems. What is the next idea that you have that could change your business? Is it a price change? Is it adding subscriptions? Maybe a new bundle strategy? Is it an app? Discovering and testing those high growth opportunities is exactly why Intelligence exists. It's an AI powered testing platform, helps you find the changes worth making that are going to put dollars into your pocket at the end of the day. If you're looking for your next big idea, they've got you covered. Go to intelligence.io/audit. Just a few minutes, you're going to have 3 ideas that you can walk away with and test today. That AI-powered audit, totally free. Go to intelligence.io/audit. Let them know that Kyle and I sent you. Many thanks for Intelligence being part of this show. Closing time here. Somebody is bougifying Buc-ee's, and I have to say, like, I'm kind of here for it. I think this is a great idea. Surfaced here by Corrine Shu. This is Maggie's Refuel, a new high-end gas station brand that just opened in LA. Maggie's Refuel is a high-end convenience store brand planning to modernize and innovate the current gas station experience. Think Auto Grill. Don't know Auto Grill. Meets 7-Eleven Japan. I do know 7-Eleven Taiwan. 7-Eleven Taiwan, incredible experience. Matcha, local croissants, premium CPG, and yes, a soft serve cone, all alongside a gas or EV fill up. These pictures here, beautiful. I don't believe this is open yet, but I love the 1960s vibes I'm getting here, and I would love to stop there.
Absolutely. I used to live not too long ago. And it was a little long ago. I used to live in a little town called Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And when you live in a little town called Charleston, South Carolina, there's a sub-city right off of it called Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant has very strict rules when it comes to how their gas stations have to look. They have to look extremely tropical vibed. They have to look really nice. They have to have all of these like white picket fencing around it. They have to look on top of Sullivan's Island and Mount Pleasant. So 2 connecting islands. They look unbelievable. It's such a refreshing change to like, hey, you know, it's just a gas station, whatever. But it is in this same vein of like a really well-designed, winsome way of a gas station. I think it's really powerful to, you know, markets that are untapped by that regulatory need that is through Mount Pleasant or Sullivan's Island. I think it's really powerful, and they're very successful.
You know, to me, this feels like a D2C type thing in the sense that a lot of times when D2C brands win, they just take something that's kind of ho-hum, like normal, and then bougify a little bit and charge a little more for it. And guess what? Like, there's a lot of people that pay for that. I would happily pay for this. If you can make my convenience store experience bougified, like I'm gonna pay a little more. Guess what? Like, I want to stop there. I want to get your bougie cone. I do.
Yeah.
And when I roll in, I want to see premium CPG people that we've had on the show. I want to see Frozen One back there in the ice cream section. I do. And I want to instead of getting a standard roller hot dog, I want to eat a frozen one for my dinner on the way home. I do want to experience that. Don't you think that would be nice?
This is something Nicole would take me to and make me spend like 3 times X the amount of money on some random thing.
And you'd be happy. You'd be happy about it.
I'll be happy about it. Yeah, whatever makes her happy. So yeah,
I'll go. I mean, it looks like the 1960s. And
it's cool.
It makes me feel like the bathrooms are going to be super clean. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like Buc-ee's is like very Texas coded. I don't know that Buc-ee's is from Texas. I think that it is. I
don't know.
But it's huge. The bathrooms are awesome, and it's massive. You know, that's the thing. It's like, it's massive. I got tons of stuff in there. I like this take. Like, let's make it SoCal. Let's make it bougie, and like a place to stop when you go there. No, 2 more in our closing time. Did you know that Taro ice cream cigarettes exist?
Vibes.
Right. There's a lot of white space out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
If one will use your noggin, there's a lot of white space. This tweet was translated from Chinese, showed up in my timeline in English, which is awesome. And the tweetor says this: I bought some cigarettes, but when I saw them on the shelf, I thought they were lavender flavored. I didn't even know lavender flavored cigarettes exist. Turns out they're taro ice cream flavor. So fragrant. Every single bite is super aromatic. It's just like that powdered taro milk tea I used to drink as a kid. I love it so much. This received 20 million views. A lot of white space out there, ladies and gentlemen, if one can innovate. And this is a definite example of that.
I'm furious, dude. Where were these my 4th of July? I'm absolutely furious. What are we talking about here? I wanted ice cream flavored cigarettes. What are we talking about?
And just to say, so that we're YouTube safe, not promoting, but just commenting. Just commenting on the
don't
advertising
smoke cigarettes,
marketing
kids.
angle.
Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't smoke cigarettes. It's not cool unless you want to be the man.
No. YouTube,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Keep us safe, YouTube.
Don't do it.
Keep us safe,
unless.
I will say, we saw like rocket pop bomb. What do they call those? Rocket pop flavored bush beans. Like we saw that.
I was thinking that for that.
I mean, it's worthwhile. Think about it.
America 250 rocket pop cigarettes. Those would rip.
They would rip, but not advocating for that.
Not advocating.
Do not condone. Simple commentary on what is happening in the consumer world. Lastly, here, speaking of this kind of thing, a unique pendant that those of us who are jewelry sellers on the interwebs should think about. This is a cigarette butt that has been made into a pendant. And I will say, Marlboro, we have recently covered this on the show, one of the most trusted brands in the American consciousness. Marlboro, now in 2026.
Yeah.
Do something interesting. Your takeaway?
I mean, look, I love the aesthetic of Marlboro. You can't see this, but I have 3 Marlboro posters.
You don't. No,
I do. I have 3 Marlboro racing posters up against my wall. 1, 2, and 3. Because Marlboro used to sponsor F1. So all of the F1, there was an F1 Marlboro sponsored race car, and it looks sick. And so there's like a sick aesthetic with that. I think that's okay. I think you can do a lot cooler stuff with it, and there's some cooler things to be done with Marlboro, but an iconic brand nonetheless.
An iconic brand. And if you make a pendant like this, it doesn't even have to be officially associated. People just kind of associate it. They just kind of do it. Lastly, as we move forward to our moment of Zen, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about universal ads. If your growth is plateauing on search and social, don't do that. It's time to rethink TV. That is the next outlet for you. Universal Ads makes it simple for D2C brands to run TV campaigns designed for performance without the usual guesswork involved with getting on television. You get access to both premium streaming and linear inventory all in the same place. Okay, you're reaching net new target audiences, not in the same crowded social feeds we all advertise in today. There's no hidden markups or fees that eat into your results. Has been a problem with CTV in the past. Not the case with Universal Ads. 100% of your dollars are going to the media, and setup and management feels just like search and social. You'll be up and running in minutes. It's TV designed that delivers for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com. Use the code UA Cowboy for $1,500 in matched ad credits. I will just say probably going to end up being like 3 times cheaper than what you're spending on Meta. Go to Universal Ads. TV is back. Many thanks for them being part of this show. Now, moment of Zen and parting words from Colin Doherty as we come back to you on this Monday. Just a thought here I knew would tickle your fancy.
Gosh.
There is no greater feeling than beating your best friend at a video game at 2 a.m., hopped up on soda, sugary junk slop, getting into a physical fight, and then threatening to wake your parents up so that they can leave and go home.
Golly.
Picture here, PS2 controller playing WWE wrestling together. Your thoughts, parting words of wisdom, Colin Doherty.
Gosh, don't try to grow up too quickly, because this hit me right in the feels. I used to do this exactly with my friends. We used to do WWE. We used to do Super Smash. We used to do all the games. We used to do V for Vendetta, fighting with all the cool people. Don't grow up too fast. Enjoy your life.
Don't grow up too fast, ladies and gentlemen. And if you do, just sell something retro on the interwebs. As we close up shop here, many thanks to Chase Mohseni co-founder and CEO of Creative OS, for joining us. Many thanks to Kurt Elster, founder of Ethercycle, host of the Unofficial Shopify Podcast. We will be seeing him very soon in Toronto at .dev. Very excited about that. Many thanks to Intelligence, Northbeam, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked, Aftersell, Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, Slash, and Rich Panel for making this show possible. Thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. Catch you on the other side.